Alright, this is a review. We'll talk about some things from first lesson. So you're probably already doing it, but just in case. Remember, you're going to have your fingers all over the same frets the whole time. So index finger always for 7, middle always for 8, ring always for 9, pinky always for 10. So the goal is to just get it memorized. And make each note you play sound good and clear. Try and play it even. So here's an example of not even. And so on. So more even, just like a steady, and so on. So the 4 picks each note is to help get you some control with the right hand and further develop memorization of the scale, and so on. So remember, when you get to the top, you're not going to hit this D note a second time. When you get to the top, you're going to be like this. And just go right back down. And so on. So what you can do, if you get the C scale memorized, you can move on to the D Dorian shape, and you can do the same thing. You can just go up and down it. And you can play each note 4 times. But a word of caution with this one, this scale, because the lowest fret you play is the 9 and the highest fret you play is a 13, there will be some hand shifting that goes on. So if you go to the D Dorian shape, starting with your index finger, you get your 1st, 3rd, and 4th, and then up to the A string, 1st and 3rd. Then the D string, you need to shift your hand over, so you go 1st, 2nd, 4th, 1st, 2nd, 4th. Then you're going to shift your hand again to the B string. You're going to go up to the 10th fret with your 1st finger, and then make sure you come back down the same way. Shift your hand over so your pinky is now on 12. Now shift your hand back so your ring finger is on 12. This way you're teaching your hand those good habits, so you're always going to be using the same fingers in the same spot. So this way you can develop speed like this, and your hand doesn't have to think about it anymore. So just be aware of things like that. Let's see, the E Phrygian one, there's no shifting involved. The F Lydian is the same shape. You just take your index finger, you get rid of the index finger at the beginning. You just start on the F with your middle finger. And then you get the lower octave as well. So you got the open string position. Hopefully you understand what that means on the scale shapes. So that was the E Phrygian, and then the F Lydian, same shape, just start with the F instead of the open E. G Mixolydian has a little hand shift again, like the D Dorian did. So with G Mixolydian, start with your middle finger, and then after the G string, you're going to have to shift your hand over to the B string. So G string, you have 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, going 1st, 2nd, or 1st, 3rd, and 4th, and then you do the same set of fingers but shift it up a fret when you go to the B string, and then shift your hand back over. And then second to last one, the Aeolian, there will be hand shifts here as well. So when you get to the G string, you need to shift your hand over, and then shift it again when you go to the B string. So when you climb up, you start with the index finger, the lowest fret is 5. Then it goes lower than that to the 4, so you need to shift over, and then the lowest fret on the B string is a 5, so you're going to shift over index finger there. So you, and when you're coming back down, B string, got 8, 6, 5, and then you need to shift over again on the G string for 7, 5, 4, and then shift back to the ring finger on 7 when you get to the D string. This way, using the same set of fingers. As you're going up and down every time, so you can build up that kind of speed. And the last shape on there is the B Locrian shape, which is the same thing as the C major scale shape you learned, but you start with the B note instead, and that's the only difference. So the C scale, starting at the middle finger, the B Locrian is starting 7th fret, B note just below the C. And that's the only difference there. I don't expect you to learn all of those right away. Learn one at a time. Learn the C scale, and if you feel if you can play the C scale without looking at the page anymore, then you can start memorizing the D Dorian shape. When you can play the C Ionian and D Dorian without looking at the page, then you can go on to E Phrygian. Memorize one shape at a time, and that's going to help a lot. Eric fucking Michaels.